Hi, welcome to the channel, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can save yourself hundreds of pounds before you take your bike off for your next MOT. So let's talk, let's get on with it. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do is just going to explain basically what I'm doing. So we've got a monoshock suspension, which means, or alternatively it was called Unitrack, Unilink, or monoshocks. Basically one single preloaded spring suspension or shock absorber, right, in the center through what is called a Unilink or of some nature. Now this is vital for your MOT, so that there's no play in there at all, none at all. So the way we test it is, well, there's a couple of ways, but this is the main way. So you definitely, this is when it comes handy to have a bike with a main stand, yeah, so we can put it up and get the wheel off the ground. You can never test for this when actually when it's on the side stand and the wheel's down, and the reason for that is because you've already preloaded or taken up the slack in the suspension, so there's no way you can test it. When it's this way, it's actually allowing the wheel to drop and allowing that play to take up. The other way you can do it is you can put the side stand on and you can actually tilt the bike, but you always need an assistant to test that because there's no way you can physically hold it, so you need two people. In this way you can test it one way, and what you should do is, right, and then just pull it up, yeah, so keep pulling it up, and can you say, go on, keep going up and down, right? And what you'll feel now is, right, can you feel that like spare play? Yeah, right. The best way to test for that is put your finger on between the two joints on the monoshock, and then you can feel it, and you can actually feel one moving and one doesn't. Yeah, can you feel that play? Now that would fail an MOT, that, yeah. And what that is basically is you've got inside that monoshock, you've got what's called a needle bearing. Now any bike from like 0 up to 5 years will be all right. It won't have any, or it shouldn't have any excessive wear in this, but this is an older bike and it's had a lot of shock from the road and a lot of lardy arse on the top, pounding up and down, yeah, that meaning me. So right, so it's had a lot of that, but these needle bearings, they go after time with a lot of up and down, hitting the road, hitting potholes, and they just dry out, get salt in there, and it wears them out. So in this one, we've actually, it's the middle one of the three that's actually worn away. Now if you're actually going to all the trouble to replace it, I wouldn't actually replace just the one anyway, because if you're taking all this monoshock off, it's just false economy not to just like absolutely not change the other ones as well. So I would change all three of those when I do it, and that's what I've done in the past. I've always changed all three for the sake of how much it costs for a set of needle bearings and new seals. Replace the whole lot. It's far more cost effective. Like I say, there are other ways you can test it by putting paint marks on if you're on your own, and you can actually see the indifference when on the two surfaces as they move. It's not very accurate, that, but just to be absolutely certain, always get an assistant. Get somebody to lift that back wheel up and down, rock it up and down, put your finger on across the two joints, just to make sure you can feel that it is that's at fault, because there's a lot of work involved, and there can be other things that can have the similar kind of symptoms, such as wheel bearings, because if wheel bearings go, they can do a similar kind of thing. So I strongly advise that you test properly by putting your fingers on the joints and checking them. Okay, you want to do that again, just checking it, just making sure, so I can feel it going up and down. So as this, yeah, and then you can see, and so you've got hands either side, right, and you're just gently pulling up and down, and you can see the wheels moving there, not the whole bike, but that's it, just enough to get the movement on the wheel. Can you see that rocking? That's the problem, and that is on the Unitrack suspension at this point. So that's not the shock absorber, nope, that is the actual linkage on the suspension, the needle bearings, and they all need replacing. Okay, so there you have it. I've shown you how to find and detect those suspension faults. So in my next video, I'll show you how to replace them. Bye for now.